Hello Mousers, it's Casual Friday, so as you can see I'm casual. We're going to start off today with this very interesting tweet. A lot of people have been laying into topical news quiz Mock the Week. I don't know why, but it seems that the trolls have all got together and decided that today they're going to go after a bunch of comedians on a news quiz. And yeah, that's going to work out really well because all Mock the Week has been doing all day is taking the piss out of the people that are sending out abusive messages. But this was one that I really loved. It's a message from DJ Apple, which I'm pretty sure is not his real name, and it says, "Dear Mock the Week, I caught my young child watching your programme and he has since been using foul language. What should I do?" And of course Mock the Week comes back with comedy gold. How about improve your parenting skills? Wear a post-watershed show. I love that. People, again, being bad parents and deciding that the entire world has to be their nanny because they can't be bothered to look after their children properly. And of course, now they're being put in their place. I approve of this because I am sick of people whining that things made for adults are not suitable for children. Of course they're not suitable for children, they're not supposed to see it. So as far as I'm concerned, if you let your child watch adult shows, you've got to be prepared to deal with the aftermath. And that's all I've got to say for that, because, let's face it, there's nothing else to say. You did wrong, you got cold on it. Let's move on. The big news for today is that there's going to be a massive independent inquiry into all of the injustices that came about because of the Hillsborough disaster, where basically the police covered up the fact that they had prevented ambulance services from getting to people that could have been saved. There were 90 people who were killed at Hillsborough, and 56 of those 90 were alive after the point where people realised there was a problem and people were getting crushed. If ambulance services had been allowed to get in there and deal with the tragedy, then actually those 56 people might still be alive today. So of course there's going to be a national uproar because the police have covered this up for nigh on 30 years. But now it's all coming out. And of course a lot of people are being opportunistic about it. Jack Straw decided that Margaret Thatcher's government caused a big culture of just pushing things aside and making sure that the police weren't to blame. When you can't really say that. This is not the time for politicians to try and score cheap points, especially not failed politicians like people from the last government. Because, let's face it, if he wants to point fingers at people who screwed up this country, he's one of the people that's going to get pointed at. He was part of the government that ruined Britain by making sure that there's no money left to fund basic services. We're having to do austerity measures because his government spent all of the money in the country. So, let's not point fingers here. But Hillsborough, I can't believe some of the things that have come out. I know it's probably true. Most of what's being said is probably true. But I still can't believe it because the level of stupidity on the behalf of the police is amazing. It's astounding. It's beyond belief, literally beyond belief, that they would funnel people into an area where they were all going to get crushed to death and then not allow ambulances in to deal with them and then try to arrest people who were trying to save lives. It's just monumental stupidity. So I hope this independent inquiry actually does what it's supposed to and actually finds out who's to blame so that we can prosecute them. And prosecute them for everything they did, not just one or two things. I want to see a prosecution for every single crime that was committed by the police. I know a lot of the people that were responsible and right at the top of the police chain at the time retired on ill health grounds, took early retirement, things like that. That's not going to save them now. I want to see these people prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Okay, I just got a phone call in the middle of filming there, which is pretty much how the world works around here. So I'm going to sign off now and basically sum up everything. The police need to get their act together. They need to show that justice can be done even for police who break the law. Otherwise, we may as well not have police because no one's going to respect them. They're not going to be able to do their job without getting a lot of stick from people who basically can't trust them anymore and can't trust them for a good reason. If the police break the law, then what's the use of having them? So, that's all I've really got time for today. If you like this, remember to click the like button, share it with your friends so that they can see what's going on in the world too, and subscribe for future videos. Until next time, I've been Kirk-Robinson, you've been watching the Not Mouse channel, and I'll see you next time.